All right, let's dive into a quick recap on my latest trade. I just want to go over start to finish, make sure everyone understands what I did and how I was able to make the profit that I made. So the trade just happened. If you guys are just joining us, it's 2:54 p.m. First trade of the day, kicking off my Money Monday. And what did I make right here? $184. Not the biggest trade in the world, but at the same time, profits is profit. Money is money. I did not have $184 when I woke up this morning. And again, sometimes as a trader, what do we feel like? As a trader, sometimes you say to yourself, "Oh wow, you only made $184. You should be making $1,000. Oh, this guy made $2,000. This guy made this much." And then whenever that happens, I just try to stay real with myself. I try to think back to the times that I worked a 9 to 5. I worked a 9 to 5 out in, at ski resorts, in the tubing section in, 9-degree weather. And they're blowing snow on me, and I'm sitting out there on top of a mountain in the freezing cold at night. And you know what? I was making $10 an hour, and I'm working 8-hour shifts. And at the end of it, after taxes, I'm bringing home like $68. Okay? It's like right now, I just was able to make $184 just by sitting in my apartment, being able to talk to you guys, have some music going, having a good time about dancing in my chair. So, even though sometimes you say to yourself, and I say it to myself sometimes too, oh, $184, that's not really, I always want to make more. I want to make 1,000. I want to make 2,000. I want to make 5,000. Again, sometimes you got to stay humble with yourself and just be like, hey, that was awesome. All I did was, it was click 2 buttons. I was able to make $184. Great. And you don't want to get caught up all the time in that kind of stock trading hype that you need to become a millionaire within the matter of a month or something. That's not, again, if you consistently make $184 every single day, that's absolutely huge. We could even round that down a little bit and we could say $150. Let's say you make $150 every single day, 5 days a week, 750 bucks a week, and then we times that, that's $3,000 a month. And then you do for that by the year, that's $36,000 a year. Isn't that crazy? It's 175, right? You make 175 bucks a day. You guys are making $36,000 a year. Pretty wild. So I mean, sometimes you see, you feel like it may be a little bit of a smaller profit, but at the same time, it's actually really big. It all adds up, those small little gains. So make sure you guys get that. But let's dive into this. And what I know, getting a little off track. ATAI. You see, that was my trade, and I got in at 213. I got out at 221. 213, got out at 221. Now, why did I get in on this play? Well, we look at it, ATAI, and what did we see? Let me switch back to a 3-minute time frame. Time frame 3 minutes, and we see that this play was a top gainer this morning. So how was I aware of it? How did I know of this play? Because it was a top gainer this morning. Went on a beautiful rip. It went all the way from 90 cents all the way up to 197. What? That's huge. That's a very big percentage climb on this play. And this stock, if you guys watch our earlier recap, we talked about this play because it has a dead cat bounce. It absolutely dumped on down, and now traders looking to push it back up as a bargain price. It's a dead cat bounce type of play. So ATAI went on a nice morning spike, and then it fell. But you know what happened after it fell right here? It was able to consolidate. And it consolidated, throughout this whole entire period, right here over lunch hours, where we had a nice rip. And then what happened? It was like, hey, you know what? We just want a nice climb. Sellers get out. Maybe buyers come in. Shorters get in. Buyers push back in. Anyone who wants to get out, go ahead and cover. It basically is just a time period where the stock resets itself. It consolidates. It resets itself. It gets anyone who wants to get out, and then the stock can push on forward. So ATAI had a nice morning rip. I never chased it at the top. It came back on down. It consolidated. Now the stock started breaking upwards around 175. Why is 175 significant? Well, if you guys look right here, you do have 175 touch once, 175, 175, 175. Here's a little 175 dabble. And then we have a U shape starting to form for the 175 break right here. Now once we break 175, we start getting a little bit of buying volume to come in. 175 is ultimately where I wanted the stock to turn to right here, bounce play it, and then go on a nice move. I want to get on 175, but the stock really started just moving really quickly. Now you guys can see as well, looking at this play, we have like a lot of kind of iffy candles. Little doji star right here, little upper shadow play right here, little small cross right here. We don't really have, again, a lot of like a big consistency until where? The break of $2. Right when we break $2, that's when that started ripping hard. Why was it struggling right here? Because it still didn't break the highs of this morning. Like it looked like it wanted to pop right here, and it would be like, oh, let's go up to 186. Oh, let's go all the way back down to 180. No, let's go up to 188. Let's go back down to 184. Let's go up towards like 190. Or no, let's go back to 185, because it was still getting held up from this morning's highs. But once it broke that, once it broke through this period right here, that's where we got this nice green red candle. And if you guys noticed this, I got in a little late. I did. I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be the first one to be like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes, right? I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. This stock again spiked from 160 all the way up towards 213. I got in. I was able to pull out 2,200 shares right before the hold. Like I got in right before the stock got halted. I believe the stock got halted at 214 on this play. Let me see. ATI halted at 215. So I got halted at 215. I was able to get in at 213. So I got in at 213 because I saw this big red candle. Big green candle come. Big green candle, break of $2, natural resistance, building higher lows, break of the old high, and then boom, we broke this. After, again, big morning spike like this that shows the potential that the stock has, I saw it going, and I just tried to get in as quickly as I could. Lucky enough, I got in, and right when I got in, a couple seconds later is when the stock got halted. So I was just trying to get in as quickly as I could because the stock did break $2. Then what happened? Again, why was I only in on 2,000 shares or 2,200 shares? Because I wasn't really looking to go big. ATAI, I already realized I was late on the play. I already realized that this stock already made the majority of its move. I did realize a lot of stocks did fail already. IGC, CRON, RGSE, some other plays that we were looking at weren't able to spike, huge yet. So I didn't want to put in, 5, 6, 10,000 shares or anything. I wanted to stay a little bit more on the smaller side and said to myself, hey, you know what? If I'm able to come out profitable on this, that's absolutely great. But it's not worth it to me to risk, half my account, to put in on this play when we could be near the top already. So that's why I only did 2,200 shares. I wanted to stay a little bit on the smaller side. And the stock, got halted and had a nice gap up right to 225. Right when I had this gap up to 225, I wanted to see if it was going to do a quick little pop. Did come back down, and that's when I just got right on out. So again, as I said, I went from 213 up towards 222, where I started getting out of that play. And that's where I was able to make my profit so far. So ATAI also, again, trying to basically set up on a bull flag pattern right here, which I was talking about before. This is a nice run up. We have a nice run up right here. We have the flag starting to form, and we could possibly get a nice little pop coming up in the near future. Let's see if it squeezes a little bit tighter and starts going. But we could see a possible bull flag pattern start taking over at this moment on ATAI. So ATAI, if you guys don't know what a bull flag pattern is, well, does a flag look like? This is a flag, right? It's the same exact thing. Bull would just be for bullishness. So you can see the stock basically setting that up and looking for a breakout up in the near future right here. I do have funds available, so if this does, start really taking on off in a strong manner, I could hop back on in. But this play was more of a quick little scalp. 2,000. I got in, it got halted, gapped up to 225. I wanted to give it a couple seconds. It couldn't hold up that well, so I got out at 221, 222, and that's why I was able to make my profit on that play. But this stock still has a lot of big time potential. But as I said, guys, can't go crazy with the fact of, oh, you only made 180 bucks. Nope, I'm not selling. I'm not selling. I'm not selling. Because again, you guys can lose that so quickly. And that's why a lot of times I like to stay grounded with myself. I like to stay humble. I like to understand what I used to do, where I came from, to what I have now. Because I love making those big $10,000 days, and those are awesome. And those are definitely going to bring so much hype and bring so much more so much positivity and optimism and confidence to your trading. But hey, you should be confident as well. Just staying green and staying consistent. That's also very great. But awesome job for all the traders who made some money today. Profits chat starting to fill up. I absolutely love it. We're moving outside of the summer months and starting to push towards the fall. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fun.